And we're live. That's our catchphrase, in case you haven't cottoned on quite yet. Vlog number 19? 19.
Yeah.
1900 miles. That's the way it goes. We got thousands of comments from you yesterday saying you love this setup with us on the sofas, so we've kept it as is and not the lying down thing anymore. And yeah, we're at off the back of a 100 and something mile day.
Yeah.
Strava's
108
given up.
something about that.
Yeah, so we'll call it 120. And yeah, there's 108. Wow, that bombed. And we're in, where are we? Carroll, yeah. With 2 R's and 2 L's in between Sioux City and Des Moines. And yeah, so as always, we'll pick you up where we left off yesterday, which was in Sioux City.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, with Alex and Taylor, who were awesome. And we just, we started vlogging literally straight after we showered, and yeah, and so we went out with Alex and he took us, it's so cool. We went to this awesome, did we talk about that? I'm sure we talked about La Juanita.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so we've just been to Walmart and La Juanita. Yeah, we've already talked about that, if not amazing Mexican food. Yes, because we talked about Obama's favourite business. Yeah. So anyway, and we said we hadn't met Taylor yet, and literally as we finished videoing, Taylor came in the door, and so we went upstairs from the basement to go meet her, and she was lovely, and they're a really sweet couple. I think it's so much fun staying with a couple, really like sweet to see how they kind of like interact, and they've obviously got their daughter together who was staying with their grandparents while we were around. So didn't get to meet her, but we then went with them to, because they, as we would talk, as I've repeated 1,000 times, on the border between Nebraska and South Dakota and Iowa, and so we went to get the photo of the Nebraska-Iowa thing, and because literally on one side it says Nebraska, on the other it says Iowa as you're coming in, and it's on this really busy like 4-lane highway. And so they are amazing. They put like they literally pulled up on the hard shoulder in their car, like put the hazards on. We ran across to the middle. They had a kind of island in the middle of the highway, and I dropped my phone. And there was like oncoming traffic. I ran back for it, and then sprinted back to the island just in time. And we were all in like stitches. And then the lights went red at one end, and so we ran literally onto the road to get a picture under the Nebraska sign. Yeah. And and it's so good because she got some like in action shot photos, and it's just great, and we're all just cracking up. And then we went over to the Iowa sign, which was slightly safer because we could take the photo on the island instead of on the highway. And if you see the photo on Instagram, there are literally like cars behind us, because we ran on as the lights were changing to get a quick photo, and then ran back onto the island. And all the while, Alex got a really cool shot of us on his Instagram. Go check him out. I'll tag him on the Instagram, and it's really cool because it's like silhouetted when the sun's setting and all that. And then so we got back into the car, thrill seeking, done for the day, and drove by Hughes, and Taylor picked up some food, and we went back and just chilled out for a bit. They had Mad Men on, which I really rated. That was loved that show. You can never get enough of it. And chilled out on the sofas. I went outside to read for a bit and fell asleep, and apparently the neighbour was spying on me, which was a bit disconcerting. And they've got just an amazing setup out there with like a stone fire pit, and they have a cigar room upstairs. Like it's literally, I aspire to that house when I'm older. And then we like chilled, just kind of hung out.
Yeah.
Had
a really nice supper.
Yeah, supper was amazing. It was like, it's brilliant. It was like mashed potatoes with chicken and vegetables, and got as many vegetables as we could. Need them, because when we're on the road they're really lacking. And just really good company, really chill time. Their friend came over, who was owns a bike shop, which is a really cool friend to have. He gave me some stickers.
Yeah.
Because
stickers is in plain stickers you put on your bike to stop things rubbing. So my back bag's been rubbing slightly on my bike, taking all the paintwork, so we just covered it with these stickers and should protect it, hopefully.
Yeah. And so that was really cool. He, apparently just had a bunch lying around, so just gave them to James, which is awesome. We should probably tag him as well. I don't know if he has Instagram. If you have Instagram and you're watching, message us and we'll tag you.
Well, Taylor will be watching.
Taylor will be watching. Yes.
Message us if he has Instagram.
Yes. And thank you so much, Alex and Taylor. It was delightful staying with you. So much fun. And the food was amazing. And you have to send me the recipe for the tikka masala. And we went to bed. Ended up just like chatting for ages. So kind of got to bed for like
11 actually.
And we woke up for 6:30 or 6:25. So you kind of pointed out, and we
the Chinese woman.
the Chinese alarm, and anyway. It's the default for my Chinese phone, and it kind of in Chinese it tells you like, good morning, it's Tuesday, it's 6:25 and blah blah blah. It's really annoying. I need to change it. And we got up. We kind of organised everything the night before, so there wasn't a lot to kind of organise. And we went up, had some oatmeal with apple in it, which is really good. I need to start doing that when I get home because it makes it so much tastier. And thanks Alex for that. And then Alex was really cool because Taylor went off to work, and then Alex managed to come out with us and ride like about 20 miles in with us, which was brilliant. Like I appreciate that so much. Makes it getting up in the morning so much easier, and it's really nice not to have the stress of kind of navigating out of the city and getting on the right route. So thank you also for that. And so that was a lot of fun. Good start to the morning, and he left us. Didn't have the chance to descend into Smithlands, which apparently he loves. And we can see why, because he had to go back and pick up his daughter, and we went on, and it was a bit of a climb. It was a really, really hilly day. It was kind of just like undulating it, and like not the biggest climb that we've done, because there have been days where we've gone up, 5,000-6,000 feet, whatever. But today was about 3,000 ish.
I think it must be more.
Yeah, it was like must have been, because it was just up and down continuously. So no like huge mountains or anything, but it's just like it was never flat, and there's some pretty steep gradients in there. And so we got up, and then the descent into Smithlands was lovely, like dappled, like shade with the trees, and just cruised down into town, and had a little stop at the gas station for some food, and chill for a bit, sort out where we're going for lunch. And then pedalled on, and it was hot. It's currently 7 p.m. and you said it was 31 degrees, which is like bonkers. So during the day, obviously a lot higher than that, and there wasn't very much shade after getting out of Smithlands. So it was intense again, and the hills definitely didn't help. We were both knackered come lunch. We stopped in someone pretty random. It was Schleiv something or other.
Schleiwick,
yeah. Like some kind of looked like a German name. And we went inside, had lunch inside there with the fan on, which was at the gas station, which was really nice. Obviously loaf of bread and ham, and I got 2 Gatorade. You got some crisps, and I got 2 like litre things of Gatorade, which was 2 for $3, and I was like, I need a bit of a pick me up, because these hills have been, because it's not, well, your knees still, it's so, I think like those 300-mile days must have kind of been good. And 300 miles over 2 days, we should say, but hopefully we've got about just like literally around 100 miles a day for 4 or 5 days into Chicago. So fingers crossed it will hold out until then. And anyway, so we were knackered, and we carried on, and I had those Gatorade things, and I was really worried about crashing, so I had like half a bottle, and then I was really worried about a sugar crash, and we had about 43 miles to go at this point, So we'd done the majority of the day, but again by this point we set out at about 2 and it was boiling, like full heat of the day. Had the air had like a lot of time to warm up, and we were going straight into a headwind with all these hills. The headwind has just been ridiculous. It's like laughable because we've had about 2 days out of the 20, and so literally 10% of the time there's been a tailwind, and other than that, it's all been against us. Which is, we might have gone against the prevailing wind, which is so frustrating. But anyway, we persevered. It wouldn't be a challenge without a headwind, and so we carried on. And had a quick stop in, again, like similar scenery, just rolling hills, and every time it's just like a battle to get to the horizon, and you top the crest and you're like, and the only thing that gets you there is the bit of hope, thinking, oh, maybe it will get better, and you just see like 10 more hills up and down like that, and all the time like huge tractors, which again look like these Star Wars looking machines are coming by you on the left, and you're like moving onto this like just really hard shoulder, and traffic's going by on the other side as well, and literally there's wheels like twice the size of you, and then tractors perched on top of that, and nothing in the way of wildlife today, not even dead wildlife.
And a few things.
Yeah, a few kind of like dead raccoons, but they're all like dried out in the sun. Yeah, so carried on to past Denison to somewhere else.
Lear, was it? Lyre?
I can't remember the name.
Lyre, I think.
Lyre. And we and again gas station and refill water bottles, and so because I had these 2 huge things of Gatorade, I finished off one and put another into my water bottle, so I like disposed of the Gatorade because I thought I was considering saving one for the next day, but then I thought I didn't want to be lugging it around, and so I thought I'd try and keep like the sugar high until I got here, and I think I'm still just about on it, but I'm probably going to crash at this barbecue we're going to soon. And I was like buzzing, I had my 80s playlist in, I was feeling like on top of the world. I had 9 till 5 going on, and so that last leg of the day turned out to be alright for me personally because of the sugar high. I'm managing to maintain that with the just like rationing the Gatorade, and you felt alright, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he didn't have the sugar high, but he was cruising, and we stopped at Walmart.
Yep.
And picked up just bars, bread,
and ham.
Yeah, bread and ham. It's just we might as well say Walmart standard. You know the drill. And came back out 3 miles to his house, really straightforward along Highway 30. And we got here and we heard this voice from it's just, and it was the best. It's like a booming American voice, which is and looked up, and it was our host Von, and so in this lovely apartment in Carroll, and we should say we went by the car show, which you're
Yeah, a really cool classic car shape. And we saw 2 classic Mustangs today as well.
Yes. Really cool. The noises James made, I was a bit worried what was happening there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, there were some really cool cars that passed us. There was one, they were really cool. They're possibly on the way to the show.
Possibly.
And so there was a big crowd on the screen, and we were both so entranced that I kind of missed the turning, but swung back around and made it in. And there's a baseball game going on as well, like around the corner. It's just like a really lovely American evening. And yes, I put our bikes in the garage, came up, and Von's amazing. He like had cookies, like bananas, apples out, just like the perfect welcome after a long day of cycling into the headwind through the heat. And so we showered, refreshed, well fed. Wouldn't be a vlog without James eating something. And which is ironic because I eat a ton as well. But yeah, and that's about it. And a bit about host one is that works with radio, and he was doing, like this morning he was doing some ag reports, and so he's going out and like giving farmers snacks and stuff and talking to them, taking their pictures, and so he does a bit of like kind of PR and marketing as well. I think those are the right words, and like kind of like putting them on social media. And yeah, pretty cool. And he's hoping to move to a big city soon for another job. So got it all going on. And yeah, thank you so much for having us. And we're about to head off to a barbecue.
Yeah.
So that's what's cool about doing the vlog now. So there's like more to come as opposed to just saying the same old. We're gonna go to bed. We're shattered.
But we are.
Yeah, but we could easily go to bed right now. About a 90-mile day tomorrow.
Yep.
Which should hopefully see us into 2,000 miles in 20 days, and we really are like end in sight sort of thing, which is amazing. So I think that hope is really carrying us through right now. Made it a lot more bearable having that in mind. And I've got really good at daydreaming as well. I was daydreaming away today, so just thought I'd update you on that as well. And you were
So you've got nothing else out of this trip.
I got nothing else out of this trip.
Now daydream.
I can now daydream whenever I want. Yeah, and I think that's about all to report. Oh no, the thing that I forgot yesterday, right, was this, it's so relevant, but it was the Lewis and Clark Trail. And I was meaning to say, because we'd be basically following that the reverse. So they're really cool because they're like these explorers who headed up this expedition of 20-something people who went from DC, followed the Missouri, Mississippi.
No, they started midway, sort of Sioux Falls.
Yeah, so they started kind of Missouri River, where it met, kind of Missouri, and went all the way over to Seattle, yeah. And so that's pretty cool because we've seen a load of like trail signs up and their statues and all of that. And and we also passed what we think is a continental divide. We're not sure if it is. It's some sort of divide. But anyway, we passed the point where all the water now flows into the Mississippi River instead of the Missouri River. So hopefully, anytime soon we'll come across that. And I think that is a continental divide because that's like a big divide where all the water flows into one basin instead of another. And the first one that we passed, I think, was Colorado and Missouri, possibly. But yeah, correct us if we're wrong. We may have got the concept of continental divide entirely wrong. But that's what I wanted to update you on. And also, we're passing to cornlands now instead of wheatlands, which we were in Montana. And like the smell of the farmland is completely different and kind of like still a load of fields, but subtly different in scenery. And yeah, that is really cool. And we're about to head off to the barbecue. So see you tomorrow, and hopefully we'll just hit the 2,000 mile mark.